1 year post-settlement and what has really changed in the real estate industry. Not too much. If you remember, August 17th of 2024 was a huge day in the real estate world because it was the date that the National Association of Realtors settlement new rules took place. And there were two big things on it. By the way, I have a video I recorded last year that broke it all down as well as my thoughts on the matter. So go ahead and watch that if you want a little bit more context. But there were two main changes that happened last year. One, no more offers of compensation could be offered to buyers brokers in the MLSs. And two, every buyer had to have a written buyer brokerage agreement before showing a house. So a year later, are things better or worse? Frankly, they're kind of the same. Most real estate brokers were freaking out about these big changes. They were not that big. And I actually, at the time, thought it was good for the industry. I still think it was good for the industry. What's changed in practice? Not too much. I referenced that earlier. Buyers are now, in most cases, still asking to roll the compensation for their brokers in to their purchase contract. The purchase contracts in the state of Illinois were updated, so they have a form line for that now. So that might be a little bit of a change in how it was done, but at the end of the day, most buyers are still wanting to roll it in the way it was done before. While the way we got there changed a little bit, the end result is pretty similar, and sellers are pretty well open to it because it wasn't too much of a change of what was going on before. I will say, this whole experience for me has made negotiations way more fun because now we have even more things to negotiate when a purchase offer comes in. I probably have the minority opinion in the real estate world about that because I like negotiating. I think putting a deal together is the fun part. As a buyer or a seller watching this, you probably don't agree with that because it's probably the most stressful part, but that's the part where I go, all right, let's have some fun. Let's get this done. So the long answer to a very short question is, it's fairly much business as usual. Some slight changes in processes, but overall, I think the biggest component is buyers especially having a real strong understanding of what they're getting in their representation, what they're paying for that representation, and ultimately, I do think it was a really good thing for the general consumer to have a more educated and informed, not only pieces of information, but conversation with real estate brokers. And that goes for sellers too. They have a much better sense of how things are working, where the money's going in and out on their purchase and sale transactions. And so 1 year later, I would say I think the changes were still very, very good for the industry. And moreover, I think good for consumers in terms of transparency.